What is going on, guys? It is Ty the Jeep guy, and we're out here in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota, kind of scoping out a couple spots that we might come back and film in the future. But today's video is not about the spot we're scoping out. Today's video is about the maintenance I've been doing to keep this big yellow thing on the trails. Whether it's guiding, it's going out and doing my thing, cleaning them up, whatever it is, the stuff I've been doing to keep it going. Now I've kind of got you situated off to the side here, trying to avoid the wind. It's another windy day out here in the Black Hills, which is kind of normal anymore. But yeah, I'm also trying to keep my distance because this thing reeks of fuel. It's actually so bad that I'm starting to smell myself. And that is one of the things that we are going to be working on in this video. So let's dive in and I'll go over the things that... All right, so the first project we're going to talk about is something that we'll touch base with future Ty here in a minute. I've been having some weird issues with, I'm thinking it's a injector that's getting stuck open. The vehicle itself runs fine, runs rich, but it just constantly smells like gasoline. Well, to the point that I smell like gasoline right now. It's a little concerning, but it's something that I'm going to be addressing right away. So we're gonna go ahead and check in with future Ty and see how that project goes. So Ty, why don't you take it away?
All right, so I have to film this clip on my phone because Ty from the future is so good at planning that the GoPro is actually completely dead. But also, Ty from the past, I've got a bone to pick with you. Don't just fire up the parts cannon every time something goes wrong. Actually, take 5 minutes to look under the hood.
The problem ended up being a fuel line, not even the injectors, which, I mean, it seems to be running all right now. I mean, I got a lot of play because my motor mounts are shot, but it ended up being that fuel line, and thankfully a local guy here in Rapid City, a part of the car community, was able to hook me up with some of the nylon fuel line that had like a braided coating on it. So I went ahead and put that on there, just made my own line. It was the upper line going up by the intake, which I guess is very common to either rot out or for a pinhole to form, and that was my problem. If I would have taken 2 minutes to look under the hood, I would have known that, and I wouldn't have had to buy injectors. But I did it anyway, and they're in. Jeep ran rough for a couple seconds, now it's back to running great. So that fixed that. All right, so this is Ty from the future. So once we got that fuel line installed and we put those 4-hole injectors in, this thing ran amazing. It was actually, the idle was incredibly smooth now that I'd fixed those issues. And if you want to pick up a set of those 4-hole injectors from K Suspension, use the code GOTIME and that'll get you 10% off your order. So once we got that stuff all in, bolted up, ready to go, it was time to go on an adventure. I was invited by Adventure 605 to go check out a mine that was on private property. Now, to respect the landowner's privacy, I'm not going to name the name of the mine or where it's at, but I will show the clips that I did capture. The history was amazing. To be able to get out there and see the hard work of someone's blood, sweat, and tears is a feeling I always love getting out to enjoy, and that is what got me into Jeeping in the first place. So enjoy these clips from the adventure out to the mine that was on private property. And thanks again to Levi at Adventure 605 for inviting me along. Once we got back from that adventure, I knew it was time. I had to start grinding on getting my beadlocks mounted. That is something I wanted to do. They've been sitting in the garage for so long. So I went ahead and pressed through the new studs. Now I've got disc brakes in the rear, so having the factory studs, it was just way too short. There was not enough engagement to be able to hold the wheel on safely. So I got longer studs, pressed them through, and I was able to mount the wheels, no problem. So there I was, thinking we were ready to get out and go and take on some adventures. But I reached out to my friend over at Wrench Head's Garage, which I've got to give a huge shout out to him I asked him to install some Iron Rock off-road motor mounts because I thought my factory ones were just shot. I mean, I had so much play in the motor and I could feel it moving whenever I'd give it torque when I was rock crawling. Well, it turns out I snapped 2 of the 3 bolts holding the bracket onto the side of the engine for the engine mount. So that's where all my play was coming from. So that guy, he cranked it out. Chris, huge thank you. I cannot thank you enough. You seriously saved my Memorial Day weekend by getting those motor mounts in, getting the actual factory mount fixed and back onto the block. So now we've got plenty of time to get out and adventure this weekend. Which this leads into our final clip of this video, and that is talking about what we've got in the future. Jeep camp is right around the corner, and I've got to start pre-running trails to make sure all the trails are good to go and all our guides know where everybody's going and, well, what the conditions are like. So coming up this weekend, I'm actually going to go on my own little adventure, get out and camp and check out some spots, and I'm going to be taking you guys along with me. So next time you see us, we'll be loading up in Judith, testing out our beadlocks and getting out and doing some exploration. There is one last thing that I'm going to take care of today in this video, and that is actually a place I have dubbed Nazi Rock. Unfortunately, someone took it within their hands to go out and vandalize this incredible sunset spot that I love to go out and sit on our trail system. They spray painted some anti-Semitic messages and a swastika onto the rocks that overlook this incredible view of Blackout Peak and the Needles. It's incredible, and it really broke my heart to see that happen. It happened about 2 years ago. I was just out there about 2 weeks ago, and it's still there. So I loaded up with some equipment to see if I can't get that stuff scrubbed off of there. That way everybody else can get out and enjoy it too. So we'll go take care of that. I won't be talking too much. We'll kind of end the video on that note of us going out to clean up. At the end of the day, this stuff, I mean, kind of look around. It's our incredible trail system that has me so inspired to do all this stuff. Knowing that as long as we're doing our part to try and keep this stuff open, we can get out here, our kids can get out here, our grandkids can get out here. The whole next generation will be able to get out and experience this amazing area, and it only happens with us doing our part. So remember to get on out there and keep on Jeeping on.
The thrill of the wild. One vehicle captures that feeling with the strength and agility to master most any terrain. Nothing stands in its way. Jeep, like nothing you've ever driven.
There's a feeling you can get